Welcome to Invest. We talk about investing, finance, and professional development. So current time of 10:14 a.m. on Eastern Time on February 4th on Saturday. Hope you guys have a good weekend so far, and also hope you guys had a good week as well. Ethereum $100,681, up about 1.06% so far. On the overall crypto market, as of this Saturday morning so far, we are still levitating in between levels at between the 1750 versus the 1650 level. And obviously, we have seen a relatively nice day on the equity side, especially on the Thursday, post the FOMC meeting that happened on the Wednesday. And obviously, with respect to why it drove the level that we did, it's a collective effort, right? If you really dial this back all the way to the first catalyst, it came from the positive job numbers that came out 2 Fridays ago. And subsequent to that, we did see some positive Q4 earnings coming from selective tech giants. And obviously, you saw also Tesla also, did fairly nicely, right? Up double digit marks on a percentage perspective in just a couple of days, right? And combined with the FOMC meeting results, which it shows a progression. It seems like a very much like a like a upside down U curve. Coming from originally 25 basis point, 50 basis point, 475 basis point, 150 basis point. Now we're going to a 25 basis point again. So it seems like we are showing some signs of progression. So when you see these positive catalysts, it does convey some signals to the market front, and it drives psychologically confidence. And this is what we're seeing right now, the psychological confidence that we are driving some upward pressure. And on a daily right now, with respect to the technical front on Ethereum, we're still, relatively extended, right? 66 out of 70. We're about to form a golden cross upward as well. So seeing, it elevate back up to the 1750, even breaking above 1750 would not be a surprise to us. But knowing the fact that this is relatively, narrow in the separations of the two line, that means that a cross down can be more logical than a cross up eventually. So something to be cautious about. It is a little bit more extended than our liking. On the weekly front, you could see that this is even more confirmed that we have this large separation. It looks like we're forming this cup and handle, which is what we've been looking at. We're the 55 out of 70. So seeing some elevations up to the 1750, try to touch 1800 would not be a surprise to us. On the monthly, you can see that we're still relatively bullish, but again, this is months away from here. On the Bitcoin side of the equation, same thing on the monthly, very relatively bullish on the technical spectrum. On the weekly, you can see that with a large separation with the 60 out of 70. On the daily, you could see that with respect to the technical spectrum, we are at the 70 out of 70. So this is very extended, and we are basically levitating again in between levels of 2450 versus 2350. But you could see that we're just kind of gliding on a sideways fashion, not really doing much. And this is something that's quite worrisome, is that because this looks like an upward wedge if you really look closely. This looks like if you form this triangle, and we could do this like together if you want. Um, right? You have this first one, and then if you draw another one, this is clearly an upward wedge, right? And whenever you see this upward wedge, what do? You tend to drop from below, and eventually you will kind of have to come down from the level that we are very extended, right? But we know that we might keep going because of the fact that we are on the opposite side of the spectrum. So what we need to do is kind of maybe cross up a little bit. So go up to 24,500 again, or even 25,000 altogether. But knowing the fact that the below the RSI is at 70, it means that we need to kind of come down eventually. So this is not a good sign, as an FYI. And if you've been listening to our verbiage on a day-to-day basis, we know that Bitcoin is actually a lot more extended than Ethereum, relatively speaking. On the index front of 412, you can see that we touched 418 at one point. Why did we touch 418? Because this is a level we reached back in August before the whole dump that we saw, right? But is this sustainable? I would say we are already forming an apex. You can see that we're curving down. We are at 70 out of 70. So for those actually took the advice that I gave a couple of days ago, when Facebook pumped 25% or whatever in a day, I actually sold most of my shares in Facebook. Not because of like I want to sell because I don't believe in the company. It's because it was a technical, logical move for us to take things off the table when the risk is too high at those price level. And the weekly front, you could see that with a large separation, right? We're at the 58 out of 70. This is looking like a reverse head and shoulder. This is a head, shoulder, shoulder. But again, too premature. We need to kind of cool back down before we come up, right? So similar to how this looks like with this, like it's not like a straight up, V shape, right? You need to kind of consolidate until we go up from here. Okay. So appreciate you for joining me today. I know I didn't post yesterday because my Friday was quite crazy, but I'm gonna head out to get lunch with a friend in the city in the midtown. And I know today is like crazy cold. I think I looked at the my temperature on my phone. Man, today is like negative double-digit degrees in New York City, and I'm talking about Celsius. Obviously, if this was negative negative in Fahrenheit, we will all be like frozen popsicles everywhere. But yeah, so I will be going out. But I think my family will be staying home, in within the heat and the heated blanket, which is something they deserve. It's been a long week for me. It's been a long week for all of us. So have a wonderful weekend, and for those that are in Miami or another warmer place in the world, man, I am jealous. But I appreciate you, and have a good day, and check you later. Bye.